Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So I was kind of hoping to have my Sticky Club come in, and then I looked at the date and I still have at least another week, maybe two, because I was really wanting some stickers, but I haven't even gotten the preview email yet, so you know it's gonna be a while. I just got so excited because Sticky Club actually came out with this new holder. It's a 6-punch see-through binder system for the Sticky Club, and it supposedly holds up to a year of stickers. I am not going to be purchasing it, however, because I literally just went and got a upgrade for my stickers, and it would have cost about the same, so I kind of wish I had known, but I just went out and bought this Agenda 52. It was plain, so it only ended up costing me about $15, but I also bought the pencil pouch and some of their dot grid paper, which has come in handy, and I will show you why, because that is actually what we're talking about today, is my language journal. So anyway, the point being is if you're interested in the Sticky Club, you liked those stickers, and you know, one-stop shop, go get the binder that goes with it in addition to your month, because you can still get that and it'll be shipped out. I believe it'll be here around the 12th, maybe. That seems like what it was last month. It might be a little later. I was going honestly based off videos, and so since today is the 4th video, that's one solid month of consistency, even though it's super late, and that's a whole other story for why I'm filming so late. But anyway, so yeah, so that is what we are dealing with. And excuse me while I add some light. So I normally film in the middle of the afternoon. However, a lot of stuff was going on today. Most of my family was home, and I haven't quite gone into the fact that I decided to start YouTube. I'm keeping everything anonymous just because they might be supportive. I don't know. They're kind of hit or miss. And then I had physical therapy for my ankle. I got back from my MRI, and there is no breaks, no fractures, which is great. But I do have something called tendinosis, which isn't serious, but it's like, it is different than tendonitis. It takes a little bit longer to heal, and I need physical therapy for it, which is what I was already doing. So convenient. Anyways, I had that in the afternoon, and that took up a giant chunk of it. And then by the time I got home, I got into an argument with my stepsister. And I should have been the bigger person. I really should have. But she just kept. She's been going for weeks. And I finally I got a tiny bit sassy. And not even like a whole lot sassy. Just the tiniest bit. And she went, it bothered her. Because I normally just suck it up and keep it to myself. And try to be the nice person. Because I am significantly older than her. And so I'm trying to be the mature one. But maturity is not my strong point. Anyway, so yeah, so that's why we're filming almost nighttime. I have no natural light because I normally film in front of my window because that's where my desk is, because I like to have the sun when I'm studying. But, so there's no light, so window is still open. Window's still open, but it's dark outside. So anyway, so we're gonna film this even because I'm determined to have one solid month of consistency. Now I would like to eventually start editing and adding some voiceovers instead and have it be a little more polished. So I'm going to be taking a couple of classes on Skillshare because I see that everywhere. So stay tuned for some updates and some bonus stuff. But for right now, we're gonna go into my language preparation. So we're going to start with my language journal, which is the Paper Studio journal. It's the same brand that makes my bullet journal. I love their paper quality. It's so nice. It's so thick. The covers are beautiful. I mean, look at that. And I mean, honestly, it's because of the paper. It's not too thin. It's not too thick. And it just feels nice. And I like the color of the dots. So we are going to go, I color code this too. This matches my bullet journal. So first up we have June written in Korean, because I guess that is my main language, Korean and the washi tape that makes the bookmark on the side. So I guess Korean would be my main focus, Japanese coming in second, and third being Spanish, although I I study a lot of languages. So I have some more of these Ratmon stickers that were in the poster pack, so which is why I'm comfortable sharing his page, because the stickers were purchased, therefore making them mine. These stickers are from Kawaii Sweet Designs. She is one of those Etsy sticker designers, and her and two other of the sticker artists that I see everywhere on in the planner community. I don't actually own any of them because I don't have an Erin Condren, but I see them everywhere, and everything's so cute. And they had them at Michael's, and they were so affordable. I stocked up. It was a moment, because I know I said I wouldn't buy anymore, but I went back. But anyway, that's not the point. So this is the cover page, and it is covered with the packing tape to keep everything in place. Now, these stickers did have a rather thick white border that I trimmed down to make them look just a little more blendable, if you will, a little less childish. I don't like saying that because it just seems rude. Anyway, so we're gonna open up. This isn't as exciting as my bullet journal, but I have 3 of these for Korean, Japanese, and Spanish. And so what this is kind of just a tracker to keep track of what I'm studying, and the kind of studying that I'm doing. So grammar, vocabulary, listening, and speaking. And this is actually different on each of the languages because that depends on what I'm focusing on. So for Korean, it's kind of just, I guess, the 4 main focal points for most people, because I'm still very much a beginner. My vocabulary is extremely limited, which you will see proof of in a little bit. So yeah, and then I have a note section over here, and this way I can write down things, active, passive, how long, what source material, for what I'm wanting to take down if I'm doing anything out of the ordinary or different, and so far I haven't. So what I do is I do keep all of my supplies that I'm going to be using while studying or planning on my desk nearby. I have set up to where I can do that, and these are the 4 colors that I've picked. So today in Korean, I did some listening. I was watching a couple of different TV shows, and I made sure to take the subtitles off and just practice listening. I did have to go back and rewatch some stuff because I was so lost on what was happening, but you know, I tried. I understood some of it. So I did do listening, and then I haven't done any grammar today. It's kind of like a lighter day for me because, again, we were busy all day, and it was just a thing. So it's honestly just listening today. I am going to have to make a note that it was grammar. So I will take my pen and write down today's date, which is June the 4th. So 6/4. Watched YouTube, got vid, no subs, first time. Anyways, that kind of just explains what I was doing, because I've noticed, like, I'll go, because I've had this set up, this is what I do every month, and I will notice that I put, you know, I did this, I did that, but I can't remember what I did, and I can't remember if it was active or passive, and there's a distinct difference. So active is where you're sitting down, attempting to learn this source material, like this, that is the only thing you're doing at that moment. And passive is kind of like when you're watching a TV show or listening to music in the car. And listening I do almost every day, because 90% of my iPod is in foreign languages. I have very little in English. It drives people nuts when they want to play something in my car. So anyway, so active, passive, things like that, just so I can take notes if I want to. And now we're going to go into Japanese. And today, and I didn't do any Japanese on Sunday. Sunday is a heavy, busy day for me. I have a lot of activities at church that last all day. I'm usually doing something church related from probably about 8:30 in the morning until 7:30 at night. So Sundays are kind of a hit or miss for study days. Sometimes I'll take material with me, and sometimes I can't. So today we worked on some hiragana, which is a type of kana, which is one of their writing systems, if you don't know. And my reading of Japanese is nowhere near as good as my Korean, but part of that is because the system's so much harder. And then I did listening because I had someone speaking while I was practicing my kana. Okay, so we got green, we got blue, and then I haven't done any kanji. I do some while I'm learning the hiragana, because I've done a couple of different researches. Some people say to learn it first and then kanji. Some people say to learn it at the same time. I personally am kind of working on it, but because hiragana and katakana are so difficult for me, I kind of decided just to focus on those until I'm a little more fluent. But I do have some kanji notes, and I do still try and pay attention to kanji stroke order and any similarities that I see. I didn't do any grammar today just because, again, I'm so stuck on reading, and reading is just one of those things that's just super important. All right, so with Spanish, I actually did some writing practice. On one of my apps, I had a Spanish speaker talking with me, and I had to get creative and use my own brain, and I am so sorry if you can hear the dogs in the background. But I was doing that and practicing writing out some stuff, so that was fun. And then I did learn some new vocabulary along the way. Talked about mi pasatiempos y mi la escuela, so I talked about my pastimes and my schooling, and we talked a little bit about him and things like that. So anyway, so that's what we did for Spanish. There was no speaking out loud. I do speak while I'm writing. However, I don't want to say that counts. So like here, I was talking with a couple of friends in Spanish, out and about. I don't count just saying what I'm writing out. So anyway, so up next, I have some Korean frequency word charts, because I want to hit my vocabulary hardcore, because I'm learning the grammar, but I'm finding I can't make my own practice sentences because I don't know the words. So I found on the official Topic website, they have 6,000 Korean frequency words. And so I picked on the first part, and like I believe it's the first 600 are beginner. So I wrote them all down in the Hangul, and then I do not write any romanization. If you're going to learn Korean, you have to learn how to read and write, because the romanization, it's kind of just a guideline for super absolute beginners who have no idea what these characters mean, but it's not helpful. It's just not. Anyway, and then I wrote what it means in English, but I also made this mastery chart, and this is what I'm saying. This is the paper that was in that 6-hole ring binder punch, and I cut it, trimmed it, and then I'm using it to extend my list, but also to create this mastery color fill-in. So as I learn the words, so I know number 2, which is hada, which means to do. And so I get to color it in. And I actually do know ita and opta, but I don't necessarily always remember exactly what they mean. I know that it means like I am something or I'm not something, but I'm not able to fully recognize it in conversation. So I'm not going to mark that off. So anyway, but I just color it in, and you can see my vocabulary is so limited. And I have the first 300 written down. This took me quite a while to accomplish. And so I have here, and I have a couple here, extension, and then we have 200 to 300. And this list was had a lot longer definition, so this took a little bit longer. And it's nowhere near as neat because I'd already trimmed it, anticipating it to be the same, and then it wasn't, and I had to retape it back together. So anyway, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some Japanese vocab pages, some Spanish vocab pages, and I just want to add some more because I haven't actually done anything decorative. I think I might make it like a fruits page or something, just to kind of just get jiggy with it. Anyway, so that is my language journal, and that is, or my language bullet journal, if you will. That's one of the ways that I study, is I kind of keep track of everything. Another thing that I use is Duolingo, and you can't look at the sticker because I borrowed it from the internet, and I don't own the rights to the picture, and it's someone's artwork, but anyway, so I use Duolingo, and what I do is I write down the sentence and then what I think it is, and then if I'm right, I leave it alone, and if I'm wrong, I highlight it. What did I didn't get that wrong. Oh no, I wrote it down because I was pointing out that the word order actually didn't matter. Anyway, but yeah, so I got Spanish, Japanese, Korean, and I just do that for each date. And then a lot of people give Duolingo a really hard time because it doesn't go into grammar. However, those people aren't checking the website. They're only going based off the app. And I honestly think if you're going to use Duolingo, you really need to use both. So let's just take a look on the app. So what you can do on the website is you go down, and when you click on one of your lesson marks, there's a light bulb. And if you click that, it pulls up tips and notes. And this one, because it's just hiragana, is going to have what it basically says in English, and maybe a couple of vocabulary words that are going to be in that section. But if you're going into another language, let's go ahead. Let's go into Korean. Switch. Why don't you love me? There we go. If you go into Korean and click on one, it goes into the phrases, speech levels. It gives you notes, tips, and everything. So you do get some grammar. You just have to actually go, and you can't just do it from your phone. Now, some of the lessons, like Spanish, does let you do that from your phone. However, like I said, my main focus is Korean. So I go on, I take the notes. There we go. And then I wanted to make sure I put a sticky note to say that I had it right, and then I changed it. And that was a bad move on my part. So anyway, so that is how I do Duolingo. I write everything down. Even when it repeats itself, I'm writing it down. Another tip for language learning, which is what this is now turned into, is just taking effective notes. So these notes are from a site called Coursera. I believe it's .org. Is it .org? But what it is, it's a free college level language course or courses. They have it in all sorts of things. Math, Coursera.org. They have it in all sorts of programs, degrees, concentrations, linguistics, languages, and it's all for free, but you can pay if you want the certificate, and I do believe that it goes towards college credit. Another thing that I do stand behind, and I know that it's kind of pricey, so you know, use the free materials what you can, but I cannot stress the importance of a good language book. And I absolutely love the Living Language series. They offer so much. My only advice with language books for languages that don't use the Roman alphabet is they always put the romanization. And I hate it. It's a cheat sheet. Don't use them. Once you've learned Hangul, or you are close enough to where you're about 80-85%, you can guess the rest of the word from context, do not use it. Like, I covered it up with washi tape. I've gone so far as to white it out. I did switch over to sticky notes and washi tape just because, in case I decide to pass these along, and it is somebody who isn't as versed in the Hangul as I am. But yeah, so cover it up. The same with Japanese, because I know enough vocabulary to where I can kind of guess. I cover it up. Another item that I like to use is I make these portable study books, and I actually got this from Study Collab. I believe her name is Alicia. She sounds Australian, so that would be my guess. She always talks about these courses or lessons, and I have no idea what they are, so she's definitely not from the United States. Which is, I guess, kind of obvious, but she makes such amazing study content, and she made a tutorial on how to make these. And so I go through the chapter that I'm working on, and I write everything down. And this is the cheat sheet that I take with me in case I get stuck on any of the characters. I also use this because I am relatively good at reading Korean. And I have a little boy at church who is Korean but doesn't know how to read. And so his mom has me tutoring him. Don't ask me why she has me, a weird little white Asian fangirl, tutoring her son in Korean when she used to be a teacher in Korea. I don't understand either, but I love it because it gives me great communication practice. I talk with her, and she is so supportive of me, and I talk with him, and we go back and forth. But then I also get to teach him how to read, and so I pull this out in case he's getting stuck and just be like, well, no, let's take a look at this. I have some textbooks and worksheets for him, but it's, you know, it's nice to have this, and it sticks in my wallet because it's not too thin or too thick. And then this is just another one, and it's, you know, the same notes. So yeah, And then these are my language notebooks, and I am just loving the disc-bound system for studying. I hate it for planners, but I love it for studying. So this is my European one, and I have French, Spanish, Hungarian, Russian, and Greek. And like I said, Spanish is my main. French is kind of like a hobby of mine. There was a lady at work who spoke French, and so we kind of went back and forth. Same with Russian. I've always liked the way it sounded, but it's just not a priority for me because of all the other languages. It's kind of just for funsies. Hungarian and Greek. Greek is kind of just because I wanted a little bit of context for my Bible and translation and things like that. And Hungarian is because I actually do know somebody from Hungary who I could probably practice with if I got serious with it. So I kind of just want to have those notes in there. I don't do much with the European languages. My main concentration, because of my program in college, is Asian languages. So I do focus heavily on Asian. And before I show you the Asian notebook, I wanted to kind of just point out a way to make really pretty notes. I get asked a lot from friends, like in the real world, nothing on the internet, about how I take such pretty notes. And the truth is I don't. My notes are super sloppy and gross when I am taking them straight out of my book or my thing. I just go back and rewrite them. And they do say repetition is one of the best study methods. So I always take my notes, I take them sloppy, I write them down, I make sure I have all of the information. Because when I write quickly, I write sloppy. And then I take all that information and I turn it into something beautiful. And, you know, I add some details and I make it neat. And because I'm writing slower, I'm able to say things repetitively while I'm writing them down. And then I'm also saying them out loud. So it's kind of just ingraining it in my brain. Yeah, sorry, my phone glitched. So I have a lot of different places that I get it. So the ones that I just showed you were from the textbook. This one is from Mango Languages, which I actually get free through my public library. So you should totally check out your library because they have a lot of great sources. This is from Lingodeer, which is it used to be focused solely on Asian languages, but now it's opened up to a bunch. But it's amazing. It gives you grammar points all through the lessons and vocabulary. It is very, very similar to Duolingo in its setup. However, the grammar is in there, and you don't have to download the plus version in order to download the lesson. So you can download it at home and take it with you on the go. Yeah. And so, like I said, and then these are the messy notes that I will write neater on that page. So yeah, so that is, well, that's everything. Like I said, I forgot the whole point of this video. I'm gonna be honest to you guys. I don't have a whole lot of people who really understand or support my language learning and my studying, or just want to listen to me talk in general. So I do hope you'll bear with me while I kind of figure out the direction I want to go with this channel and what I'm wanting to do with it. You know, I just want to share things, and, you know, I'm hoping the internet is a place where I can do that. So anyway, so I showed you my language journal and a lot of my study materials. I hope maybe you enjoyed this impromptu language vid. Thank you for supporting my 4-week consistency check-off list. Absolutely love it. I'm about to go and do my fitness plan because I actually have been able to do it. I was really worried about the squats, but my ankle is holding up. And then when it comes to the leg lifts, instead of standing and doing one at a time, I lay on my back and do both at the same time. So it technically hits more of my core instead of my legs. But you know what? I'm okay with it because my core is where I need the most work, because my legs actually aren't that bad. And not that you care. I am so sorry this video was so long. I hope you enjoyed. Leave comments down below on the kind of videos you'd like to see, or, you know, things that you just want me to talk about. I hope you have a great night. Bye.